Good morning and welcome to the vlog. This is getting those half the fun, and we haven't really been getting very many places over the last, well, it's now 10 months of living abroad. You will notice, and you'll find them in the channel, there's actually a video about why we moved abroad, and there's also a video 6 months in and what we were thinking at 6 months in. This video is the 10-month video, and it is going to talk about what the actual real costs are of living on board a 60-foot narrowboat in the UK currently. So why haven't we been going anywhere? Well, we actually live on one of the busiest stretches, if not the busiest stretch of the Canal network in the UK, and we've found out very quickly, although we had heard people tell us this, but essentially there's lots of hire boaters around during the summer months, and this is an issue if you live on board your boat and you don't want to be subjected to it being involved in a collision, or just basically some inexperienced people about. Now, we're not experienced at all, so I'm not criticising anyone that hire boats, because there are some very experienced people out there, but there's also booze cruise type people, people that hire the boats and get drunk and still driving down the canals. I've heard loads of horror stories. So anyway, long story short, majority of liveaboards do not take their boat out during this time. If you do, then the risks are heightened, so I believe. I didn't test this theory out because, being a novice myself, didn't want to be in an awkward situation where we're trying to avoid another oncoming boat and they don't care so much about the boat because they've hired it. So we didn't. So last time we took our boat out, and you'll see from the other video that's on here, was in May, and we took it to Shobnall to be blacked. So that was where all the paint was scraped off the hull underneath, the bitumen paint, and it was re-blacked. So you can find a video all about that on here. Sorry, my eye's itching. Around my eye, it's typical. Whenever you try to do anything like this, you have an itchy eye, or something else itchy. Anyway, where was I? So, yeah, we haven't took it out. Call us cowards, call us what you will, but we haven't. If you did take yours out, I would be keen for you to comment below and let me know how you found it. Especially if you're on the Trent and Mersey Canal, which is what we're on. How's it been during the summer months? But yeah, we've stayed in the safety of the marina. Plus, I've been finishing my other project, which is a camper van conversion. And the camper van conversion is 90% finished. I've got a Volkswagen T6. There's another video about that on here. So we'll do a few videos around that as we go on. But the main bulk of my videos is going to be about life on board the boat. So what are the true costs of living on board? This is something I get asked all the while, is do you pay this, do you pay the other, what does it actually cost you per month and per year to live on board? So we have a 60-foot boat, and I've just had the reminder through for the licence. So our licence is £981. That's if you pay it up front. If not, that jumps up to just over £1,000, and that's for a 12-month period. And that's a standard river and canal licence. So you might think, well, that's okay, because I don't intend to go cruising at all, actually, and I just want to buy a boat and have it on the marina. You can't do that. Even though the Canal and River Trust aren't essentially necessarily the owners of the water that the marina's on, you still have to have a valid Canal and River Trust licence. And this applies to even people that have little canoes that they might be taking up down the canal. Every single vessel that is on a river or canal at some point needs one of these licences. So you've got the river licence. If you don't get one, within a month of not paying it, they slap on a surcharge, so extra fees to that licence. So I think it's £125 on top for every month that you are late paying. And then at some point, they take the decision, if they think you're not going to pay or you haven't made contact with them, that they will then put out a bit of a notice, essentially, that informs you that your vessel's got to be removed from the water immediately. They can also serve this notice, again, this is my belief, that you have it removed if you haven't got a valid boat safety certificate. We are actually having ours done today. The earliest you can get the boat tested, they're valid for 4 years, but the earliest you can get the boat tested is 2 months prior to the expiry of the certificate. So we're having it done 2 months prior to it, so that it gives us a month, essentially, to get any remedial work done to remedy any issues. So it's essential that you make sure that you're on top of these things. If you fail that certificate, then the boat will have to be removed from the water. Now, this certificate, my understanding is it's not so much about the occupants of your boat and their safety, but more so for the safety of other canal and river users. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. However, I guess if your boat's safe, then you're going to ultimately be safer. So, and it kind of puts your mind at ease to know that there's no load of unsafe boats running around the canal and rivers. So, how much does that cost to have that done? Well, I guess it depends who you use. We've used a quite local guide, it's quite well respected within this area, £150. And he has informed me he will not charge for a retest if the boat fails today. However, I believe that varies on the individual tester, the distance they've got to travel. I think there's varying factors. I think because this guy relies quite heavily on work from this particular marina, he doesn't charge for retests because he doesn't live that far away, and obviously he wants repeat work from other boaters, and word of mouth is a big thing within the boating community. So yeah, so we'll see how we get on with that. So that's today. Nervous. So prior to that, I had a conversation with him, brief one, on the telephone, and he advised me that the log burner or stove that we had in the bedroom was an absolute no-no. He said that he felt that must have been put in by the previous owner within the 4-year time frame of waiting for the next safety certificate test to be done. So we have just had to pay out £230 which I don't think's bad, to be fair, when I tell you what's been involved. So we have essentially had, and I'll just show you. So we've had, that's weird, can't turn the camera around, very strange. So I'll go this way. We've had that moved from in the bedroom and had it put in here, and now we've had the flue and everything taken out the bedroom, and it's all been blocked up. So it's all been blocked up, and this means that we can't have a stove in the bedroom. However, we have had to pay another £125 this year to have the Makini central heating fixed. We've then paid out another £150 for a boat survey. Engine service. So we had 150 engine service. We've had the licence fee. So our licence fee is £981, as I think I said before. Then you've got the cost of the moving the stoves, £230. The blacking was £1,800 because we had the lines done in the gas lockers. So the lines were a bit perished from the gas bottle into the boat. That's a safety certificate fail. I wonder why. But yeah, so we've had those replaced. Then we have had... what else have we had? It's gone out of my head now. So then we've had to have the fuel lines changed. The fuel lines were on the original survey we had done as needing replacing. So we've had the fuel lines done. That was another £120. So you're looking at about 3,000 or 4,000, give or take, for the whole year for maintenance. And I mean, this is an expensive year because we've had the blacking and we've got the boat safety certificate. So it's not, every year is not going to be the same, but it's quite expensive for maintenance, I think. Then we've got the mooring fees. So I was actually hoping to have saved enough money to pay for the mooring fees up front for the next 12 months. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I haven't been able to save as much because we've had a lot of expense on the van. We've also had all this expense I've just spoken about. So unfortunately, I haven't saved enough money. So I'm going to have to pay quarterly. And the mooring fees are just under 2,500 for the year. Not bad, I think. But yeah, 2,500 for the year. And then you've got the electric. So the electric is £14 for a card that gives you essentially gives us around about a month and a half's worth of electricity, which is really, really good, I think. When compared to what we're paying in the house, it's unbelievable. And then you've got the gas bottles. So a gas bottle will last us about 3 months. They're £28 each. And then during the winter, you've got the fuel. So if you have the central heating on, that uses diesel. So diesel's around 62, 63 pence per litre. Again, dirt cheap. It's red diesel, or pink diesel as some people call it, which makes it a lot cheaper. And it's totally legal to use in a narrowboat, unlike a car. So you will be using a bit more than that. It cost us £45 to top up the tank to a full tank, so we have got quite a lot of diesel in. There's a thing they call diesel bug, which everybody worries about. Everybody says, oh, if you get diesel bug, buggers up your fuel and stuff. So you don't fill the tank. We did fill the tank, so we'll just see how we get on. But I've put diesel treatment within there, so hopefully that'll stop it from getting any diesel bug. And that's about it, really. So it's not that bad, really, compared to a house. Oh, and the insurance for the boat, I nearly forgot the insurance. That's £124. I kid you not, for a 60-foot boat, that's £124. That is dirt cheap. I had to keep checking when I did it last year, because being novice to this, I had to keep checking the actual thing, the form, to check if there was anything I hadn't declared or something, because it was so cheap. But yeah, that's how cheap they are, and that covers you for everything essentially. So all in all, apart from the heavy maintenance costs we've been paying out and getting stuff moved and bits and pieces, the actual cost of living outweighs the cost of living in a house in terms of domestic costs. It just does. No question about it. If you were living on the canal, would it be different? I actually think it'd be a lot cheaper. Despite the differences in the canal licences between a continuous cruiser and somebody who doesn't, I think it'd be cheaper, because you could be completely off grid. I mean, we pay for electricity. If I wanted to unplug today, though, I could unplug and leave off the solar that's generated, and we'd be fine. We just wouldn't have a TV. But then I'm not bothered about having a TV anyway. So, pros and cons, I guess. Listen, I'd be keen to know what you guys think about all this, whether or not you've found this useful. Note to self, I probably should have put a list out first before I started talking, but it was a bit of an impromptu thing this morning. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to have a quick natter about this, put it out there, see what you guys think. But yeah, would I change anything about living on board? No, I wouldn't, definitely not. I think that it is, whilst we haven't been out as much as we wanted to, we've only took the boat out 3 times in 10 months. I think the freedom it's given us in other ways, the new friendships we've made, the fact that even though nothing's changed in terms of we still go to work, we're full-time working, all of that kind of stuff, nothing's changed there. I think the fact that you come home to this is what it's all about. And just that option that if it wasn't quite so busy on the canal, that you can just take the boat out. So what we intend to do now, it's coming up to autumn, whilst the weather's not going to be ideal, now that all the people who have got hire boats, etc., off the canals, we're going to take it out and, have a few long weekends. Why not? Whatever opportunity we get, we're going to take it out there, give it a good run, get our use out of it, basically. And then who knows, one day we might be in a financial situation where we can just continuously cruise. You don't know. You don't know what's around the corner. Don't bank on it. Don't base your whole life on what might be or what you're saving up for. Get out there, do it now. If you want to buy a boat, sell the house, buy the boat. At least you're part way there then. I have no regrets. I'm gradually working out of the debt that I've amounted being in a house. So little things like I've got a couple of credit cards, I've got a bank loan, all of that kind of stuff. If you can get rid of it, you're almost there. So do it. What are you waiting for? Let's get more and more people alternative living. Save the planet. We're much more aware now of the energy that we use. We use environmentally friendly agents like washing up liquid, etc. because you have to, regardless what other people say. You've got to be kinder to the environment. We recycle more now than ever because you have to. So it's better. It's better in a lot of ways. Anyway, I'll stop nattering on. So I am going to do a quick vlog in relation to the survey, and I'll hopefully get that out at the end of the week. See how much the guy will let me film of what he's doing and what he's testing. See if we can get some insight. He might not allow me to, in which case I'll have to just take a few pictures sneakily and do a bit of a commentary over it. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Hopefully some of you might get something out of this that's a bit useful, and I'll see you on the next one. Give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Cheers.